Hey everybody, Jody Spiegelhoff here from Spiegel Mom Scraps. Thank you so much for joining me today for my 5th anniversary blog hop and YouTube channel hop, which is a bonus. I teamed up with V Sweet Ideas, and she has fantastic planner stamps and other goodies in her shop, so please check her out. So I'm going to jump right into my video today. We're going to be creating a layout using a few different things, but mainly focusing on watercolors. So right now I'm prepping the back of my American Crafts cardstock just with a little spray of water and kind of spreading it around. And now I'm adding my shimmers. The product is called Creamies, and I'm using Daffodil and Berry Hot. And these colors are fantastic together. I just love them. So you kind of see me kind of create part of this background and spritz it with water a little bit. I like to do that in order to, create these cool drips that run down the page and just create a really cool effect with the watercolor. And to make my splashes, I'm sure you just saw me do that, but I actually hit my left hand with the paintbrush over the top of my page, and that's what helped me create the splatters. It kind of just, helps me direct them in a certain spot, but yet they still are random enough where they are, splatters. So now I'm just kind of drying my layout and making sure most of it's dry, tipping it up so some of the, the drips and stuff keep running down. And while I'm drying this, I do have to give a big shout out to the other two girls who are hopping with me today. And that's Craftin' Mama ML, and that's Teresa. She is my July guest designer and fabulous. You guys are going to love what she has to offer this whole month. And then my design team Sparkler Charity. So she's wrapping up this bonus YouTube hop, and there's also a bonus prize at the end. So woohoo! So to kind of keep going with my layout here, after that quick shout out, I'm just layering some different pieces of crepe paper, pattern papers that I've had in my stash for a little bit. I'm not sure what collection they're from. They've been there. The edges are cut off. I'm pretty sure it's from crepe paper though. And I've cut, Abby's photo is 4x6, and those other pattern papers are cut 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, 4 1/2 by 6 1/2, and 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, just so I can layer them up pretty cool. So what I'm doing right now is I am pulling stuff out of my embellishment bucket and looking for things to put on here. This is really kind of a winging it as I'm going layout here. It's not really planned out. What I'm doing right now is I'm painting behind where that die cut's going to go to kind of create a really cool effect behind the die cut. And I think that die cut card is from Dear Lizzie. I've had that for a bit too, so that's been in my stash. But check out how that looks. So I'm adding a little bit more of the daffodil and then drying that off. And it looks really cool over that hot pink or that bright pink Dear Lizzie die cut card. So you'll see that here in a second. To pop that up, I decide to use my Scrapbook Adhesives foam adhesive, which is my favorite adhesive for foam or tape runners like in the entire world. They're fantastic. I love them so much I do carry them in my shop. And I just showed you the Easy Runner Grand, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But that is their new tape runner, and it's phenomenal. It's only 6 ounces, whereas the ATG gun is like almost 13 ounces. It's fantastic. There'll be a link below my YouTube description where I do compare those two side by side. Okay, so kind of going on here. Still looking for some more stuff to put on my layout. I've pretty much committed to the You're the peanut butter to my jelly die cut card. That's really a perfect little title for this page for Abby. And one thing that I do like to do, you guys, is I like to keep my packaging. The packaging is just as pretty as the supplies that are in it. This one happens to be from Maggie Holmes. So I'm just cutting the really pretty die cut edges off of this packaging and using them around my photo of Abigail. And it just adds a little bit of cuteness, a little bit of, texture. It's whimsical, it's cute. So I added that there. I really wanted to use that pink lacy ribbon, but I wasn't feeling it, so that got put away. So those rub-ons are from American Crafts, Amy Tangerine, and I gotta tell you, not loving them. They transfer fine on smooth cardstock, but this cardstock from American Crafts is textured a little bit, and they didn't transfer well at all. So I took the opportunity to adapt and overcome. and it's not a mistake, it's a chance to embellish, right? So I grabbed my Dazzlers, which are also new in my shop, and they're from Shimmer's Paints as well. This one is called Foiled Again, and it's a beautiful, rich looking silver. It's fantastic. Now the Dazzlers are a little bit different than the Creamies or even their Inklings. The Dazzlers is their texture paint. It's dimensional, it's thick, it has the consistency of, I would say, a smooth frosting that you would get in the can. So now I'm just kind of painting my own little clouds on there. Just keep them airy, whimsical, just kind of for fun. But that really, it's really, really cool stuff. I love it. So there's also, excuse me, a quick video that I have on my YouTube right now for the Dazzlers as well. And I think that one I show you guys the gummy berry blue. All right, so I'll get that cleaned up and kind of keep going here and pick out some more embellishments. And I picked out a super fun wood veneer pineapple from Citrus Bliss. And that one is from Pink Paisley. So I used the Creamies Daffodil to paint the actual fruity part of the pineapple. And now I'm using the Sour Apple Dazzlers to paint the leaves. And it doesn't show up real well in the video, but it looks, I mean, there's texture to that Dazzler. So you can kind of, it looks like leaves. It kind of looks like there's parts that are kind of sticking up on the Dazzlers. Super, super pretty, and a really, really, really pretty subtle shimmer to it when it's dry. It's super, super pretty. Okay, so now I'm using these little muffin tins. These are kind of my embellishment sorters. I've got wood veneers. I've got little ephemera, cork, Maggie Holmes bows, resin pieces I think are in the other one, and then some chunkier stuff, wood veneers and other things are in that 6th slot of that. I'm just going through and picking out some embellishments. I really do love to use wood veneers on a lot of my layouts, whether it's just a few or it's a big cluster of them. It really just adds just enough. You can add direction, you can add a little bit of texture. In this case, I'm just kind of pointing out the picture of Abigail a little bit more, and then also drawing some more attention to the ink splatters that are on the bottom right of my page. So those will show up better in the photos at the very end of this. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but they do show up really, really cool. And now you're seeing a brand new product that's going to be in my shop this weekend. These are my die cut felt Fetty. These ones are the heart Fetty. I've die cut these with die cuts that I have and created little embellishments for you. So these ones are felt, and it's a super pretty yellow. It matches with this perfect. I've created a whole rainbow of the colors, so literally you will have the colors of the rainbow plus a nice bright, not hot pink. It's not like the berry pink that's up there for the Creamies, but it's a brighter, lighter pink. It's super, super pretty. But my rainbow is not complete without pink because we have 5 girls. So if there's no pink, you might as well just get lost. All right, so we're going to get the rest of these adhered, and I'm using the Eileen's Tacky Glue. This is pretty much my go-to glue, unless I'm using sequins. But the Eileen's Tacky Glue works fantastic for the felt, for my cork embellishments, wood veneer, ribbon, other things like that. It's amazing. I love it. Plus, it's really, really inexpensive. When I do adhere my sequins, I've tended to use either glossy accents or a small glue dot. The Eileen's just doesn't always do it real well for the sequins. I'm not sure if it's because they're smooth and metallic or what the deal is, but I just find that Eileen's just doesn't work as great for the sequins. Okay, so now we're moving on to doing a little subtitle for Abby, and she is one happy 3-year-old, so it only made sense that I had the hashtag happy at the bottom. Excuse me, and I'm using, these are also by Studio Calico. They're, I can't remember what the name of them are, but those little tiny alphas, and I think I've hoarded enough of them, so I really need to start using them. That's a little jar that I keep them in. But I also adhere these with the Eileen's Tacky Glue, and I just squirt a bunch on my Ranger Craft mat and it cleans up in a breeze, but I pretty much usually use what I have out there. So I'll get these all adhered down with the Eileen's Tacky Glue, and then I'll show you some close-ups of the rest of my layout. So I do have to give another shout out to Shimmer's Paints. They were the sponsor for the prize for this part of my scrap party for my 5th business anniversary. They donated the prize that's at the end of this, and I have new products of theirs in my shop. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Here's some close-ups. Here's another one. It's the drips of the watercolor coming down the page. Excuse me. Another close-up. All right. And once again, thank you so much for watching. And here is the prize from Shimmer's Paints. We've got some creamies, some inklings, and 3 of their sprays, and then also the Shimmer's Paints as well. That's got a really super bright shimmer to it. So once again, thank you so much. Now you're going to be heading over to Crafting Mama ML, and that is Teresa Huckle. She's my July guest designer. And then you'll be heading over to Charity from Scrap Bear. So she's also on my design team. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.